right, man, let's talk about Dan Campbell. He made some comments about Jameson Williams. Yo, boy, you got man. So Jameson Williams, receiver, says that he will push to be a full-time starter in 2024. I think this has something to do with a lot of people wanting them to go out and get a receiver as well, too, as the uncertainty in him, and people believing he can step up and be that guy. But even there alone, we just feel like we need that other guy on the outside that really can complete this receiving core. Now, if they knew Jameson Williams can be that guy that can push down the field, you have no problem bringing back Josh Reynolds. But it just feel like you can upgrade Josh Reynolds. If Jameson Williams was able to really do his job the way he should be doing his job, if it wasn't for the ACL and the suspension, I think he would be established. I think you just keep Josh Reynolds. And, I've been, in a very, very minority on two receivers. One I would like to bring back was DJ Shark. It just was a great compliment to what they did. And obviously Shark was Jameson Williams. He was Jameson Williams' insurance. Because the minute they thought Jameson Williams was going to come back healthy, they got rid of Shark and kept Josh Reynolds. My thing is, one thing about Shark was the rapport he had with golfers. They just clicked. Right away, they clicked, So that's pretty much what the Lions just miss, is somebody that can just get down the field and make those throws, but make those catches. But, with Jameson Williams, we expect him to step up. In theory, you really want that number one guy on the outside that can win his one-on-one matchups. In theory, that's what you want. They really was trying to move up and grab Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. They couldn't get him. I don't know if they went for Chris. They wanted to get Chris Olave, and the Saints was like, nah. So they settled for Jameson Williams, which most people felt like Jameson Williams would have been the number one receiver off the board anyway if it wasn't for the injury. So, but, at the end of the day, he showed why the Lions picked him, why he was a Lion. The blocking, even on the David Montgomery touchdown in L.A., hustling down the field to make those blocks. Seeing what he can do yards after catch, in the Denver Bronco game. So we've seen flashes of it. I just think a lot of people didn't like the quantity of it. He didn't get the opportunity. Me and Greg was talking about that. They just not giving him the opportunity to do so. And everything is Jameson, Amon-Ra, and everything is Laporta. Where was really, Jameson and Josh Reynolds on the outside? That's where they really suffered at. On the outside the hashes. But I do think you still want to get a compliment. You still want to get some insurance. Obviously you got, Green out of North Carolina. You can bring back Peoples-Jones, but you want that insurance on the outside. So if it's Calvin Ridley, if it's a DJ Shark, if you can swing a Mike Evans, the difficult things about Mike Evans, he's already won. So is it, I think Mike Evans just, his last opportunity to get a super duper bag, that's what he probably concerned about. And nobody likes losing. He had a lot of losing seasons in Tampa. He had a couple good winning seasons in Tampa with Tom Brady. So, is it going to be a balance with Mike Evans to win and money? Can he go somewhere where he can get the money and win? Or is it just going to be about just getting the money? Because this could be his last contract. So, it could be his last contract. So, like I said before, I think it's other options out there. Calvin Ridley, DJ Shark. You can draft somebody, and I'm going to talk about that in another video coming up right now. But I think people looking at what Jameson Williams was doing last year when he got opportunity in the San Francisco game, and it's time to unleash him. He obviously, Dan Campbell said he has to put the work in, like they believe he will put the work in this offseason. That's getting bigger, stronger. Number one thing for him to do is be able to play on the outside like a Marvin Harrison, like a Randy Moss, like a Steve Smith, and be able to beat press coverage. If he can beat the the press coverage, that's it. Think about St. Brown, he's more utilized on the inside. He can work on the outside, he's inside. Sam Laporta, him and Laporta gonna work inside the hashes. Now you need threats on the outside the hashes, just not one. You need somebody that's going to take the top off. You need somebody that's going to be able to, and that's the interesting thing about getting to Mike Evans. What we know about Mike Evans is that he is going to run deep routes. He going to run the post, the skinny post, the corners, the nines, all that. And then his little counter to that is he going to run the comeback. Or he might run a deep curl. You might get him on the out route. Everything with Mike is going down the field for the most part. And that's the same thing with DJ Shark. Everything with DJ Shark for the most part was down the field. I know people remember he dropped that ball, I think, in Minnesota on the end route, the deep end or the deep dig, whatever they call it. But once he kind of got healthy during the end of the season, he was catching most of the stuff. But that's the thing about it. So if you go out there and get a Mike Evans or a DJ Shark or somebody that's known for taking the top off the defense, the other outside receiver is going to be the very interesting one because, even though Laporta and St. Brown, they can run the routes underneath. You can say, well, we could just get 2 receivers that can take the top off. But if you get a guy like Shark Evans who's known for running the deeper routes, I think Jameson Williams would have to be the bridge between Amon-Ra, St. Brown / Laporta and a Mike Evans or DJ Shark. He would have to be the bridge. What I mean by that, it had to be a mixture. It had to be a guy that run the routes and be able to take the top off the defense. Pause. So I think he will be looked at more as of a combination of what those 3 guys do well. Now, if you get a Calvin Ridley, then things kind of change a little bit. One thing we know about Calvin Ridley, he can run the route tree. He can beat you deep. Pause. He can get you underneath. He kind of might put you more of a mindset. Not saying this is his comp. Terrell Owens. One reason I like Owens, Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson over Randy Moss is because they ran the full route tree. They going over the middle. Randy wasn't going over the middle. And there's times if you challenge Randy early in the game, you can get in Randy's head, Randy will shut down. But you know what? I ain't here to talk about that. I still love Randy Moss. But really, he kind of gives you more complexity of what you can do. He can do what St. Brown can do. He can do what Laporta can do. He can do what Jameson on the outside can do. So that's the difference. But if you go out there and get a Shark and Evans, then, and Jameson should be able to do those things anyway. So Jameson is just going to have to be the Swiss Army knife. Just not the guy that run deep, guy to catch the ball underneath. We see what he can do with yards after the catch. So I think, it's on the up and up for him, man. And I think people look for him to take that next step, but I don't think you can just depend on him taking that next step. I think if you go out there and you can upgrade or assist that position with a Shark, with a guy you draft, with a, whoever it may be, you go ahead and do it. And then you hope to develop Green. You hope to continue to develop, some of them guys that was on the practice squad, the kid out of Eastern Michigan. You hope to develop those guys. So, hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, hit the link tree, find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.